Hey everyone, Scott from Scott's Top Tips. I'm going to go over some essential gear that I use for my EDC, everyday carry. These are items that I got on Amazon. They're inexpensive, mostly from Amazon, but I either carry them in my backpack, which I'll show you, or on my first line on my person. And I'm actually going to start off with what I am recording this video with. These are great items for this Christmas, for gifts for dad, your boyfriend, spouse, or just partner, okay? Hey, we're all inclusive here. I'm all inclusive, okay? Let me show you, starting with this. All right, so now I gotta hold the camera with my hand, a little bit jittery, but hey, you know what? It's not AI, this is me. First off, this is an iPhone holder, camera holder. If you like videotaping, or if you're doing vlogs, YouTube like what I'm doing, or if you're just out in nature, or your man or your partner, and they like to record stuff, this is the deal. This one is called Yukos. There you go. I've been through like 3 of these type tripods, and what's great about this one is it's durable. I do like the top here where you see most of the iPhone carriers, they have like some type of spring compression to carry the phone. This one twists, so it keeps your phone super secure. They have all these different neural knobs just to make sure your camera is locked in. You don't want your phone dropping, right, and breaking your phone, especially if you have an iPhone 17. Dude. But what's cool about these is this item right here, and if I just loosen it up, and I can, again, try to do this with one hand. When you split open the bottom here, it becomes your stand, okay? Just like that. Did that with one hand. Now, in the past, I have been through a lot of these where they have broken, where you see where the orange is, that gets locked and you cannot bring it back up, right? Because this actually condenses it, collapses it really. And then if you want to expand it, you just press back down and it drops. So that is a smooth action. The other one I had to throw away because I could not get it up when I tried to bring it back up, and it was a different brand. All of these braces snapped on me. So this one is good. I think I paid maybe, oh my gosh, maybe I paid between 40 and 60 bucks, but it's way worth it. You could probably get it on sale 10, 50% cheaper on that, especially around the holidays. But this one is really good. Again, if you're taking I don't know, selfies or video or whatever on the trail, this is awesome. It holds your iPhone and you can collapse it down to any size of your phone. So that's what's cool about that one. All right, let me get this back on the stand and I'm going to go through the rest of my everyday carry items. All right, the first item I'm going to talk about is actually this backpack that I have here. I have it in one of my other videos where I talked about typical hiking loadout. One thing I like about this is it was inexpensive. I didn't get it at a, military tactical assault or tactical type gear shop. I think I got this at one of the PXs on base somewhere, and this one is Field Online, right? Think of this, yeah. Field Online Tactical. Even though it is tactical, again, I was in the military and we had specialized tactical gear that we always used, and the packs were super expensive. Really good material though. A lot of the stuff we had was like Black Hawk. But this here is just, I don't think it's any type of tactical itself, but it works really well, okay? I've had this for 10 years. And one thing I like about it, okay, is it's smaller than a standard backpack. It's not like a miniature backpack, but it's a little bit smaller, and that's something I like because I don't like something that is really, around the width of my back. I just want something that's I can carry, but it's a little bit larger than having like a camelback type pack. And that's what this does. So get a, I don't know, a medium-sized backpack, I guess it would be. These are really good, okay? Especially if you're just going on trails and all that. You don't want to carry a lot of gear, or if you just want to carry a little bit of stuff, but you have the big backpack, you're kind of like the elementary style kid, you know, walking with a huge backpack, look like a turtle with your turtle shell. This works well. All right, the next item I always carry in my backpack is rigger's tape. This is 3M tape. You can get Gorilla tape, but some type of like duct tape really what it is, okay? So I always carry a little bit with me. If I have my backpack, I can toss it in, but if I do need to manage my space and be very cognizant of that, I actually will wrap it around like a pen, or I wrap it around my keys. I can get my keys out for you here. There we go. You can see I actually wrap it right there. I just put maybe a foot in there, and I always have a little bit with me, and that's able to, you know, snap on anywhere. I can keep it in my pocket. So that's a good tip. Here's an essential item I carry with me whether I have a backpack on or not. If I'm going out on a nice night on the town with my wife, I carry this as well, and I carry a pen. But if you've seen some of my other posts, this is not a pen. It actually does write as a pen, so I will not say entirely, but what it does is it dubs as pepper spray. This has 5 squirts up to 12 feet. You know, you can make it covert here, right? You can have it hanging on your shirt here. You can have it in a pocket of your shirt. No one knows what it is, and you walk in and out of bars, restaurants, where no one sees that you're carrying like an actual canister of pepper spray or pepper gel. So this one is actually by Mace, and I just rotate this tip here if I'm going to be having it right over, so no one really looks like it says Mace, right? They can't read that. But what I do is I do keep that. And the cool thing about this is you always want to have feel on your items, dexterity. Can't always look down to find out where the pointy edge is, right? Where the nozzle is. So with this, if you can see, it actually has a little lip right here. Okay, right there. See that little lip sticking out? And that's for your thumb. So I can feel that. And directly opposite of that, as I flip the cap, is where the nozzle is. So that's what that's for. Without putting myself there, yep. So there it is. I feel that, and directly, that's where I want to push my thumb up and depress. So I carry this with me everywhere. You know, if there's a assailant on you, all you really need to do is take out their eyes. I mean, think about it. If you don't have your eyes, can you really cause any trouble? So this, I've done a lot of training in the military with it. Even though I got my knife fight shirt on, and it's cool, you know, to be able to learn how to fight with knives, and we'll talk about that here in a sec. But, you know, and also have, you know, hand-to-hand combat skills. But really, if you take out someone's eyes, they're not a threat, right? So there are different ways you need to be using this. You can't just have it out, especially in California. You really have to show that you're threatened to be able to take it out, but you should be ready. It's an essential no matter where I go. All right, let's talk about EDC pocket knives, right? Or folders, okay? That's the tactical term, is having folders, and because they fold, right? So I'll talk about this first one. This one I had in the military, and I've kept it ever since. Both of mine that I'm going to talk about are CRKT. I'm a huge fan of CRKT. Any blades you get at CRKT are awesome, right? I've used them for many years in the military, as well as outside of the military, contracting, whatever, and they've always just upheld. They're robust. They never jam, never had any issues with them, easy to sharpen. But this one in particular this is actually a knife fighting knife, Okay? Reason being, as you can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that out. I have a lock on it, so it doesn't fold back on itself or on your fingers. You do have a lot of, I guess, bracing, right? So if you have your hand here, right, and you're out here and you're able to, do your stuff, you also have your pinky, right down in this area, and that helps prevent, if you're gonna go into a slice there, from that actually folding back on your wrist. And this grip here helps with that, okay? And then also with this knife, it's in line with my forearm here, right? So, if you're defending yourself, this is really good here. And from the tip all the way through my forearm, it's just good for straight, jabs there in defending yourself. The way I have it compressed down on the opening here, there we go, okay, comes out. This one, you actually just depress, you pull it in and it drops right like that, okay? So you can pop it just like that, ready to go, okay? That's how that one works. You also have the thumb assist. So if you wanted to, again, let's do this. You can pop this, makes it easier, okay? But this one, I have it set to where it's just a flick of the wrist. You don't have to do that. So pop that, all in one hand. That's an everyday carry. Again, if you're with your family, you're gonna have a sailing on you. These are always good. A lot of times, with how thick this is too, California, we gotta keep it under 3 inches. But this right here, you seen that 80s movie? It was with, I think, Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee. And he tries to get, or some thugs tried to assault him and his girlfriend in New York. And they brought out a little knife and he's like, "That's not a knife. This is a knife," like a larger knife. That's kind of what this does. A lot of times it's not that you're going to get in a knife fight, but just having this out. And if you have to know your stances, right? You're not fumbling with it. You have your combat stance. Looking in the eye, you're ready to go. People are like, okay, this guy knows how to handle himself, and probably knows how to handle himself with a blade. So anyways, that's what's cool about this one. The other one is also a CRKT. And this one, I actually do a thumb assist. Pop it out. I use this more as a tool, right? I work in the IT sector, so I'm cutting open boxes to computers, or I even use the tip to get in a small little screw, that are on circuit boards and all that. But here, instead of having to collapse it with a little thumb decompressor right there, or that little stop, you actually, this side, you press it. So as I press this, it just comes down. So this one's cool. It's lightweight as compared to this one. This one's double the weight, all right? This is heavy. This one's also good, if you need to do some hitting on that right there. But this one could also do it. It does have a little bit right here for your thumb, your pinky. Then your index finger is going to be right on that. Now the cool thing about this one is it has a second finger, right? So you have your index and your middle finger goes there, and then you lock it down and your thumb's right there, right? So that's actually really good, You have to do your slicing and, whatever. So this works well. Also, carrying a everyday carry blade, again, for a tool, you just never know where you may have to use it. I have been in incidents where I've dealt with car accidents. People are pinned in there. Obviously, if the metal's wrapped around you, not much you can do here. But you'd be amazed. Sometimes the seat belts, they can't get out of those. You're able to cut, through all of that. If you have to, break the window, I don't care what the movies say. Trying to break a car window is quite tough. You need that instant pressure, right? Point per square inch pressure to shatter that window. That's where these come in, right? You can just hit that, pop it right there, shatter the window, help get people out if you need that. So it's really a good tool for safety and for rescuing people. What if you have to record someone on video? Of course, you have your phone, right, that I'm using to record this video, and you can put it in your pocket, turn it on, make it look like you're not recording someone, or you can have it up to your ear, but you're actually recording them, you know. This is not that you're trying to perpetrate someone's space, but if somebody's acting very strange, you're going to want to get them on video in case you need to provide that to law enforcement. So one thing that I got is, again, I got all this stuff on Amazon, which is just awesome. I have another pen. This is an HD camera right there. And to turn it on and off is I just depress that. I think my battery's actually low because I haven't used this in a while, but that's basically how you turn it on, turn it off. You just depress the top here. And this one also just sits right into your pocket of your shirt. You can have it up on your t-shirt like that, and it records. Now this one doesn't record audio, but it does record video, which is still nice, and it's HD. So if you do need to record someone, you can do that. It does dub as an actual pen itself too. So you can see that. I can actually write stuff down here at the same time. I can record, you know, anybody's actions if you need that for that situation. So what about cameras if you want to go out into, I don't know, nature, you want to do some type of extreme sports, you're in surfing, you're on the beach or whatever, skiing, you name it. You're going to want some type of GoPro. Now, GoPro is awesome, but really for my taste, unless I was actually snowboarding or surfing or really doing that extreme stuff outside of paddleboarding, or just wanted a more rugged camera that I can put in the water and not worry or risk the chance of ruining my phone or losing my phone, is I got, these are called the Akasos. This one is the AKR 50 camera. Okay, it's the knockoff version of GoPro, but this works extremely well. And for this one here, I think I paid 120 bucks versus like $300, $400. I mean, some of the GoPros are all up to $600, but I use this for paddleboarding in the water. Look at my other videos, right? You'll probably see some of the stuff that I posted with these. This works well. It also has a remote on and off for photos and for video, so you don't have to keep getting in here and press this. This is a cool gift item for those who want to record the outdoors without damaging their phone. And this makes it really handy just to have on your wrist, or you could just put it on your backpack. I used to hang this on my board right close to my paddle, and I would just turn it on and off, record on and off with this. On top of this, if you do want to go underwater shots, see, these are splash proof. You could have waves jump on this, right? Water spray, whatever. It's built like that for that. But if you want to submerge it, you're going to want to have a case, right? This case comes with the camera. So the cool thing about that is it just pops open. And there you go. All right, already has a seal on it. So you just depress that down once the camera's in there, and it has a little snap. There you go. I've had this totally submerged. Works extremely well. That's a cool deal to get. What about a flashlight? Okay. Again, I was in the military, so I'm all about like tactical flashlights. I've been through a lot of flashlights. Surefire is the one I always used. Back in the day, the only thing I like about it is you always had to put in the lithium batteries, and those can be quite expensive. Until I was on TikTok one day, and I saw this flashlight. This thing, I think, was 20 bucks. It is actually the best flashlight that I have ever used. I take this with me everywhere. It's lightweight, and when you turn this on, it is a super bright flashlight. Look at some of my videos. I actually did a video here where I actually had an affiliate connection to this. So if you wanted to purchase this, click on my video. And of course I get like 50 cents or some junk like that. But I mainly want to do the video because this is the best flashlight that I have ever used. Just by depressing front and back, you go spotlight mode, and then it does wide area swath, all on high powered LED. Okay, that is cool. Then you can do, a flickery light like a strobe, in case you needed to use that. That's actually good for any type of deterrence. If someone's coming at you, you can just shine that right in your face there. You're not going to see what's going on. Again, take someone's eyes away from them. There's not much damage they can do. And there's all kinds of other little stuff. There's like an emergency light that this pops on, but this is the best flashlight that I've used. And I keep this in my backpack because, again, you never know when you need to have a good flashlight. Let's talk about device charging, mainly for your phone. Okay. Actually, I got this at a trade show that I was part of, so I'm covering the trade show here, right? Just for security. But this thing actually works extremely well. It's kind of heavy, but you can purchase on Amazon a lightweight type charger. Nowadays, you should never have to worry about my phone is losing power because these are so inexpensive. You can get these literally under $20 for a charger. What I like though, and I did a quick little YouTube post on this, right? I like solar chargers. These are the deal. I hang this on the outside of my backpack when I'm hiking, just outside, even wherever there's sun, it starts charging. And then as my phone gets low, I charge up my phone and I hang this back. You also can charge this up with a cable in case you are indoors and you have a chance to charge it up. Again, nowadays, there's really no reason why your phone should ever not be charged or you're not able to charge your phone, but a solar charger is a must. That is a great device to get for your, like I said, your spouse, your man, your brother, your father, you name it, your son, okay? I mean, it could be your mother, sister, all inclusive, okay? It doesn't matter. What a great device. This also has flashlights on it. Get on Amazon, just search for that. And again, these are super inexpensive. Has a little compass on it. I think, whatever, if you know where the sun is and rising and falling, you'll know your direction. But I guess for some of you, that actually might be cool. The last item I want to talk about is a Leatherman, a multi-tool. These are essential. Of course, I got the black tactical one, but normal, it's all like nickel alloy or whatever. Galvanized. I think all of these are. They just don't rust, right? But you have pliers, right? You just never know. You need to grip and rip stuff. And of course, here you actually have, you have different blades with it, serrated blades. You got screwdrivers. It's a Swiss Army knife, but way better. So again, I'm going to do this. You can just see what it has. It has some little scissors on it. I keep this in each of my cars because, again, you never know when you need to have it. In the military, especially what I did in the military, we had kit bags. And I would always carry as much as I can afford it. I would get issued one, but I ended up purchasing more of these. I would put them in each of the kit bags, so I know if I had to get on gear, tweak stuff, or whatever, I didn't have to go searching for it. It was always in that kit bag. And I do the same thing for our vehicles. In our glove compartment or the little accessory next to your elbow, I put each one of these into the car because, again, you never know when you need to utilize a tool like that. So these multi-tools are essential. Okay, that's it. I wanted to make this video really raw. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, but I just wanted to talk about stuff, right? These are essential items that I think everyone should have, but definitely the men in your life, they're the ones that would probably appreciate this more. But for like dads, get them some of this stuff. They're gonna appreciate it. You know, we're all gear hounds, right? Essentially, but this is type of stuff everyday carry that is useful in life. Because, like for me, I'm a husband and a dad. I protect the family. I always carry this stuff on me. I'm always prepared. I implement situational awareness, but in case danger comes my way, I can deal with it and, you know, push it back, right? So, other stuff though is you're just prepared. You're like, hey dad, do you have this? You know, look at my other video. I did a wallet where I carry essential items like bobby pins and safety pins and stuff like that. My family knows and my friends know that I am prepared for just about anything, even medical kit, right? And I'll do another video on that. But carrying all this stuff makes you prepared to protect those loved ones around you as well as yourself. So let me know what you think. And I'm Scott from Scott's Top Tips. We're going to see you on the next video. All right.